All right. Guys, welcome back to WMAC now with your host, Chuck Stevenson, coming at you tonight with some news. But not just regular news. This is some very interesting news. So the UFC has apparently booked two, not one, but two genuine featherweight fights. Now, when I say genuine featherweight fights, I'm not talking about, two featherweights moving up to compete for the featherweight title. I mean, bantamweights moving up to compete for the featherweight title. I'm not talking about a featherweight fighting a bantamweight. I'm talking about two fights, each one of them containing two genuine featherweight fighters. Brand new concept to the UFC, apparently. I mean, they've never done this before. And they've had the featherweight title for what, like 2 years now? Or more than 2 years? And this is the first truly legit featherweight fight going on. And neither of them contains Cyborg, which is that's like the icing on the cake for me, at least anyway. I'm not a Cyborg fan. I think I've mentioned that before in videos. Anyway, this isn't about her. Okay, so let's talk about these two fights. Okay, first up, May 19th, UFC on ESPN +9, Dos Anjos versus Lee in Rochester, New York. I'm sorry, May 18th, according to Tapology. We have Megan Anderson, 8-3, taking on Felicia, the Phenom Spencer, 6-0, in a battle of Commonwealth fighters. Anderson's coming out of Australia, and Spencer is Canadian, although both fighters now live and train in the U.S., of course. So we got Anderson, who is 8-3. She's 29 years old, 6 feet tall, and has a 72-inch reach. Phenom, on the other hand, Felicia Spencer, is of course 6-0. She's 28 years old and is 5 feet 6 inches tall. So she is giving up a whole half foot. She's giving up a half foot in height to Megan Anderson. Don't have a reach available for her. Now, of course, both of these fighters are former Invicta FC champs. Megan Anderson earned her title by beating Charmaine Tweet just a little over 2 years ago. Then, of course, she made her UFC debut 9 months ago in a unanimous decision loss to Holly Holm. And then most recently defeated Kat Zingano by TKO due to an eye injury. That was 2 months back. Spencer, on the other hand, is undefeated and has had all of her fights under the Invicta FC banner. She is coming off her title victory over Pam Sorensen by submission due to rear naked choke. That was about 4 months ago as of the time of this recording. The other fight is happening at UFC on ESPN Plus number 10, Gustafson versus Smith. That is June 6th in Stockholm, Sweden. And it contains Duda Santana coming in at 3-0. And she is taking on Bad News Barbie, Bea Malecki, who is 1-0. Looking at the stats, Cowboy Xenia, more experienced fighter, 3-0 to Malecki's 1-0, not counting her tough fight. I don't have any stats on her. She has had all of I don't have any real stats on Cowboy Xenia. She has had all of her fights under the WOCS banner. She was originally supposed to fight at the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series Brazil, but had could not make it apparently due to visa issues. Malecki, on the other hand, is best known for having fought or competed on the most recent season of The Ultimate Fighter, the Heavy Hitters. She has one professional win a little over a year ago. She's 27 years old and 5 feet 11, so she's another very tall fighter. As for who wins these fights, guys, it's hard to say, especially with the ladder fight. Could be anybody's guess. For the first fight, I'll have to watch some film before I do a preview on it. So keep your eyes out for that closer to the fight time. That's middle of May or towards the end of May. So keep an eye out for that. Now, what does this mean exactly for the featherweight division in the UFC? Are they truly trying to keep it alive? Because as of right now, we haven't heard any news yet about Cyborg's contract getting renewed, and her contract was supposed to be up sometime this month of March 2019. We'll look into that more on my next live show, so keep an eye out for that. That will be one of our topics of discussion. In the meantime, guys, let me know what you think about these two legit featherweight fights actually happening in the UFC in the comments down below. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. And what are you waiting for, guys? Subscribe to WMAC Now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Guys, see you next time.